Hi, welcome to the website. My name's Adrian Close. I'm the Director of Learning at Ultimate Leadership Training. I just wanted to put a little bit of a name to a human into the website. Wanted to introduce myself and also just to very quickly introduce this communication skills training course that you're having a look at. Like you can see a little bit further on down the page or just to the side, we build the course for you, so we don't tend to do off-the-shelf courses. We'll build it for your needs and for your team's needs, and they can be full-day training courses in person, or they can be smaller bite-sized sessions, and we do that virtually, and we have been doing that all of lockdown. We've not really stopped, which has been fantastic. We use DISC. I don't know if you've come across DISC before, but we use DISC as part of communication. I just wanted to quickly introduce DISC. I mean, this is a very, very quick overview if you've not come across it. So here we have people who tend to be assertive. Here we tend to have people who tend to be a little bit more passive. On the right hand side we have people who are a little bit more sort of people focused. If you go into an office you can tell these people because they've got a natural smile. It doesn't mean that these guys are miserable, it just means that they tend to focus and they're full on, and they're not sort of the people, the smiley people, they're the task focused people. So these are the quadrants. Now we don't put people in pigeonholes, but we just use this model just to explain a little bit about communication and how it affects communication. D is for dominance, I is for influence, S is for steady, and then C is for compliance. If you look at the population in the UK, roughly, you get around about 6% of people in here. You get around about 18% in these two. And then we get the rest, which is around 58% in the S category. So when I'm doing the training course, I will speak to your learners and I will ask them which one they think that I'm in. And obviously, even if it's virtually, they can tell. And I tend to be assertive, and I tend to be people focused. Hence the little smile at the beginning of the video. So I tend to be around here. This is my natural sort of behaviour. I can become this. I've worked in HR and I've also written some books. So whilst editing books and ebooks, then I tend to be very passive and very task focused. I sit in my office and I crack on with it. What you'll find is with your teams in your organisation is that sometimes these tend to not get on. These tend to be a little bit more sort of flamboyant. These tend to be a little bit more calmer. These tend to be obviously a little bit more calmer, and these sometimes don't get on with these because these people can come across as a little bit abrupt. They don't mean to, not all the time, but they don't mean to come across as abrupt. It's just what happens. When you look at communication, these guys, they tend to tell. These guys, they tend to talk. These guys, they tend to listen. And then these guys, they tend to write. So they communicate through emails or texts or that sort of stuff. And I'm sure you can look at your organisation and think, well, actually, yeah, that person is a tell. That person tells. This person, yes, they talk. They like to talk. They'll come and sit on your desk sort of midday, and they'll interrupt your day and just have a little bit of a chat about what you did at the weekend. And these guys are thinking, well, why do I need to be telling you that? And those are the needs of these different people, these different groups. And once you remove a need from any group of people at work, then there tends to be conflict, and then there tends to be having that difficult conversation. How do you tell a member of the team not to come and sit at your desk and have a chat, because they see that as quite normal, but actually you're concentrating on something. And again, we talk time management in obviously the time management course. And with the time management, there's a lot of interruptions and how you manage those interruptions through the day. And these guys can tend to interrupt you, throughout the day. But obviously, back to communication skills. And we use this model, and then we put people in here. We'll put that person in there. We'll put who should we put in there? We'll put that person in there. And I'll use real names, but I'm not going to name them on this video. And then I'll put this person in here. So I'm in here, and this was actually a manager of mine. And my manager, he would email me and say, what are you working on type thing? And I'm thinking, hang on a minute, you're sitting over there. Why don't you come speak to me? And again, I'm sure you can relate. I'll go over to my manager and I'll interrupt him and sort of say, how you doing? Did you have a good weekend? What did you get up to? What would you like me to do? Do you want me to do this? And this person's thinking, hang on, why didn't you just email me that? Why didn't you put it in an email? Because that's their preferred style of talking. So again, conflict potentially between myself and my manager. This person here, more sort of HR-y type of a role, they in fact turned around to me once and said, "Oh, I've sent you the minutes of the meeting that we had yesterday or whenever it was." And there's me up here being a little bit more of a D, to be fair, and saying, "Yeah, I don't read them. I've deleted them." This person now is offended. Their need has been removed, and I'm the one that's done it. So what people have to realise is how their communication style affects other people and how they can change. I'm the one that needs to change. I'm not going to expect these three people in this team to change. I'm the one that has to change. And once I've got the tools to learn how to change, which is what we talk about in this training course, it becomes a lot easier. And it'll become a lot easier for your team as well. And that's it, really. There's a contact tab just below, so if you want to send us a message via our contact page, we'll get in touch with you. We'll have a chat about your training goals and what it is that you want to achieve and how we can help you. And that's all I wanted to talk about today. Thanks very much for listening. Take care. Bye bye.